I'm here today with Anthea from Bizink, and we're going to be looking at how you can use their digital marketing platform to stand out from other accountants and deliver proactive advice to your customers. So hello, Anthea.
Hi, Simon.
Hello, Anthea, and I can't wait to get started. Can I please give a virtual warm round of applause to Anthea?
Thanks a lot, Simon. Thanks a lot to you, Simon, and to everyone for joining today. Appreciate you having me on. So I've just got my screen shared there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to talk about how to automate your marketing, as you can see on screen, and features you can add into your website to turn it into a content hub. So a place, like Simon alluded to, that you can, provide proactive advice to your clients. So as we mentioned, there'll be a Q&A at the end, but please send through any that you have as we go along. So we'll get right into it. Just a bit about me, first of all. You may have picked up I'm an Aussie. I'm based in Brisbane in Australia. We've just been having a good little chat about places to visit in Australia. But I work with a lot of UK accounting firms. We're global here at Bizink. And so a bit more about Bizink. We help accountants and bookkeepers and financial planners with marketing. And our goal is to make you the hero to your audience. So we're putting you front and center with all of our marketing tools and content that we write for you and all that sort of stuff. So advisors choose us because we help them grow. Ultimately, we help them, save time with their marketing, delight their clients, and, like I'm mentioning, put them at the forefront of that. And on screen, you can see a testimonial from a client, one of our Xero partners, who's used their Bizink website to grow. So we've got a digital marketing platform, whether that's a website, if you already have a website, we've got other options I'll go through today as well. That includes a lot of automations. So like blogs automatically publishing to your social media pages, automatically going through to a newsletter, that sort of stuff. And I'll be sharing with you some templates and resources as well. So we've got lots of freebies that we give away, but all of those things come preloaded into a Bizink website or hub. So we really make it easy for you to get marketing done. That's the big goal of what we do here. So I've just got a quick question for you on screen, and I'd like you to type it into the chat if you've got that up, if you can just reply there. So how often, do you currently use automation is my first question. So automation might be like a social media posting, like a Buffer or a Hootsuite or those sorts of tools. It might be scheduling. It might be an email marketing, like a newsletter, drip emails, nurturing. That's getting into that more complex stuff. So let me know if you yes, no, don't know is a totally fine answer as well. Just chuck them into the chat. If you'd like to expand on what you currently use, that'd be cool too. But yeah, just a little indication on what you're using. It's cool. We've got a few coming through already. Some yes, some no. Some doing email marketing is probably a common one. A newsletter, for example. So not enough. Yep, I hear that a lot. Actually, the next slide I'm going to talk about maybe why or what we hear around that front as well. So a few no's coming in. That's probably a good mixture of what we hear as well. We're from working with accountants across the world. MailChimp for newsletters. Yeah, it's good. Playing with it. That's a good start. So the reason we're talking today about automating your marketing, obviously, you do need to take a step back before just going ahead and automating, and that's, building out a strategy and knowing what you're going to put out there, what you're going to automate. But doing this, it really helps you stand out from the crowd, particularly with the useful resources and that sort of stuff. I know that new client growth is probably the main thing a lot of you want, right? Let me know if that's not the case. But, if you've come to a webinar on marketing, I'm probably assuming growth is on your mind, and often we're thinking new clients, right? But majority of firms I talk to are probably still generating majority of their leads from referrals, or whether that be client or partner sort of referrals. So it just and often that's coming without asking. This is from what I'm hearing anyway. Not too many have a full-on sort of referral system or program. So it can be just organic because of the good service you provide, right? I'm sure that probably relates to most of you on the call today. So if that's just happening anyway, organically as a result of the service and happy clients and stuff like that, it makes sense to just, start by keep looking after them. What can you do to provide a few more resources that they can maybe share with other people in their network? So just give them more useful tools and that sort of stuff. Keep top of mind with them, because you don't know, how much more you could get if you did try even just, to start with like a referral program, or just, even providing more resources to your clients. So it's a really quick win for most firms that maybe don't have time to do much marketing, and it's just a great place to start rather than just, waiting for referrals to come in, as often we see. We've also got a lot of content around making tax digital, which is obviously very timely at the moment. So, and that's often just about providing useful resources about things that are going on at the moment. So communicating that sort of stuff is just creating a good experience for your client. My accountant proactively reached out to me and told me about this stuff. It's never a bad thing, right? If a client can say that, and you'll just become the person who's known to provide useful info, the firm that provides that sort of stuff. So that's why these resources are great to have on your website. And I'm going to go into detail about some examples of what you can do. But really, I guess why we're here is the challenge we see a lot is I don't have the time to do marketing. Probably what I've sensed from what you've put in to answer that chat just before, maybe playing around with things or not knowing where to start, or not having anything in place at the moment. These are sort of the common pain points we see, is not having the time to market, not feeling like a marketing specialist or knowing what to do. And trust me, that's how I feel about accounting and tax. It's a world I don't really want to touch. So I can understand that in the opposite way for you guys in marketing. So despite all that, I understand that most of you are still wanting to grow. So that's where we come in and try and save you time and make that happen. So the first part is about websites. I'm going to be talking a lot about your website, because it really is like the storefront, if you like, of your firm, how you look to people online. But it can be more than just that, and I'm going to show you how. Hopefully, though, in 2022, you probably know why you need a website. You probably know about the main benefits. It's obvious. Probably the first one's around awareness. It clearly gives you an online presence, and that's often the first reason you would get a website, right? If I'm talking to someone that's just recently started a firm, or looking for their first website, it's usually because we need to look like a real firm. We need to look professional. So that's obviously an obvious one out the gate, just to make you look real and give you an online presence. But then for accounting firms, like I've mentioned, often there's referrals will be the main source of growth, to begin with anyway. So the website can actually play a part in what we call like sealing the deal with that referral. So so-and-so might get, your name mentioned to them, and your phone number, say, but often we find that they'll Google you first before they go make that call. And the website can play a role in, do they make that call or not? And there might be a million things they're looking for, whether it's like, they specialize in my industry or something like that, or just the look and feel of the firm that you're sort of portraying online. So it's good to make sure your website is up there for that reason too. And we often suggest a team page or an about page, something like that, because people will be usually Googling your name, usually a person. They'll often end up on the team page. We find for our firms, it's the second most popular page, obviously just behind the homepage. So it's pretty important to have a page like that, even just for referrals. So often there's things like that we may not realize the website plays a part in other sort of sources of growth. We might attribute all our growth to referrals, but there's other things going on contributing to that as well, which probably makes it hard to attribute where this new client came from, but other things play a role in it as well. And obviously, it's also a way to generate leads. It can do more than just build awareness. It can, convert interested prospects and attract new leads as well with the marketing behind it. And we'll go into as well how it can, be a place for storing resources for your existing clients, which is going to be what we'll go into today. And maybe another unexpected benefit is that it might be good for attracting good staff as well, especially at the moment. It seems like a little bit of a challenge not sure if you've found this, but we're hearing it quite a lot, experienced it a bit ourselves, finding good talent out there. So what sort of perception is your website, bringing in that regard as well? Is it a place that, people will want to work? So I'm going to show you some practical examples today of how you can make your website a resource hub. I'll start with that. Obviously, that's point one on the screen here. We can help you if you need a website, but if you've got your website sorted, we do also have like marketing content and tools, or that's in our hub option, or just content and other sort of one-off items. So we've sort of got it for every stage you might need help with. So let's go ahead and look at that. I'm going to jump out of my slides here and go in and actually demo a few things. Sorry, I'll just be looking at the screen for a second, but I'm just going to show you what's in our platform. So in our websites, to start with, like I've touched on, what we do is try and save you time with marketing. So that is usually content. One example of that might be a blog. So I'm just on our demo website here to show you the blog page. Most of you will know what a blog is and how it works. So I'll jump into the back end of our platform here. It's a WordPress-based platform, if this looks familiar to any of you. So what we provide in the back end here, in the back end of our websites and also our hubs, I will get to that a bit more in detail in a second, but this is not just in a website. So there's over 350 pre-written articles in here on topics that it's all small business focused, really. There's a few sort of personal finance things for our sort of financial advisors, but majority is small business focused because that's where the majority of our advisors are targeting. So it's all written for you, so you can get content out quickly. And it's usually about common business pain points like cash flow and business planning and those sorts of things. We do actually have more and more like niche industry specific pieces as well. So that might be for construction and hospitality are sort of the common ones we're hearing there, but we've got campaigns around healthcare and that sort of stuff too. So there's a mixture of sort of evergreen general content for business owners and a mixture of some niche specific ones and also some timely content. So the obvious one on screen here at the moment is Making Tax Digital, but there's also just a weekly digest we write as well, which is UK specific content. So whether that's, it started as a COVID thing, whether that's information on furlough and that sort of stuff, or government grants, or, shifting away from that more just to key dates and deadlines and that sort of stuff as well. So sort of a wide range of content there. I'm just going to click into this Making Tax Digital one while we're talking about it, just to show you how it works. So the blogs are written and ready to go. You can hit publish if you're ready, if you're happy with it. I encourage you to read through it though and check that it's worded the way you want it to word, or you're welcome to edit any of the content. So that's, I just want to emphasize that point. It doesn't have to be set in stone. It's white label, so you change whatever you need to, whether that's the title or a whole paragraph, or of course you can write your own blogs, but really what we're trading off here is time and budget and all that sort of stuff. So if you have the time to do that, go ahead. If you have the budget for custom content, go ahead with that as well. But this is sort of the in-between option for majority of firms. And we actually have a few neat automations as well. So you can schedule the blog. So obviously this one's a bit more of a timely one. You might want to put it out today. So that can go then, or with the more evergreen content like cash flow. It's probably relevant any time of year, so you can publish it. You can schedule blogs in advance. So that's where the sort of done for you marketing piece comes into it as well. Our team can come in and do that as well if you'd like a package like that. And then underneath here, we've got one of our first automations, which is when we publish this blog, it can automatically go through to your connected social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So it just saves a little bit of time. So if we publish a blog, obviously first place it's going to go is on your website. I've just got our demo Facebook page here. So this is the one we posted today. So it'll post the blog, it'll have a link back to your website. It's going to pull the, an excerpt or a title by default, but you can choose what that bit says. So it's just, it might seem like a little thing, but it's just making sure that your content's getting out there across your platforms, and keeping your Facebook page up to date, because it's quite easy to start something like that and then not keep it up to date if you don't have the content or the time to do it. So a little time saver. Of course, you can repeat that content. Some of you may be using, I mentioned earlier, like a social media scheduler or repost or something like that. You can definitely put these blogs into there and get more out of it than just one post as well. So definitely repeat blogs that you feel are working well, or you might need to get posted a few times to get people moving and stuff like that. So that's just a nice, quick, easy automation that's built into all of our platforms. And then we also have a email marketing system in the back end as well. So this is actually quite high performing email marketing for accountants. It's one of the best digital marketing platforms for accountants, higher ROI than social media and that sort of stuff. Believe it or not, people open emails from their accountants. You might not feel like they're very responsive, but the stats do show it's quite high in terms of open rates and that sort of stuff. And yeah, we just know not everyone's on Facebook, right? Not everyone's going to see that post you put out there, even if they are on it. So it's better to get them in their inbox. Obviously, it's a balance of not spamming people or anything like that, but it's good to send useful info that way too. So our system has obviously you start with lists. So you'd have like a client list, you might have a potential clients list or prospects, potentially like partners if you want to email them and keep them sort of engaged. So broadly 3 types of lists. You can have segments and all that sort of jazz in here as well. Some of you playing around with MailChimp or a similar sort of platform here. And then you've got email blasts, automated emails, and newsletters. So this is where the benefit of our platform really comes in. Plenty of great email marketing softwares out there. Main benefit of ours is that we've got templates written for you, for your profession, for your clients, and you can edit them just like with the blogs. They're ready to go if you want to send them, or you can make changes to them if you're wanting to. So a bunch of these recently around Making Tax Digital. There's quite a bit on Xero because we've got a partnership with them now as well. But also just things like, asking clients for a testimonial for your new website, asking clients for a referral, like I'm saying, going out and getting those things a bit more proactively, that sort of stuff. So all the pre-written email templates you might need in there, and we add more regularly as well. So yeah, probably just to take a step back, email blast is usually when you have one thing to talk about. So it might be one thing to ask or one thing to promote or one thing to let them know about. Might be promotional, might be just, something they need to do. So for bulk emailing there. And then we have automated emails. So there's a few different ways we can use this. I'll just jump to this tab and show you what we've done for this Australian client near me. But this is an ebook we provide in one of our website packages. So, we've written a whole ebook. This is what we'd call a lead magnet. So just like a magnet, we're trying to attract that business owner to give you their details here in the form down here. So the content's like gated behind a form. You would have seen these all around the web. Some of you probably have them. The idea obviously is that, you want specific content for the type of client you'd like to attract there. So if you had a niche or an industry you're focused on, this could be even more targeted than that. Obviously, it depends who you're targeting. But what happens after that is that once they sign up for that form, the automated email system will, send them a copy of the ebook, and then send them a few follow-up emails as well. So, how do you like the ebook? Do you want to chat about it? That sort of stuff. If it's relevant, we also send like a few other useful resources. So, hey, if you were interested in this, you might also like this free tool we have on our website or something like that. So that's the automation piece in that part as well, to send the thing they download, but also to follow them up, which you may have heard of the marketing term nurturing as well. So we've just got a question in around WordPress website. So Bizink is built, our platform is built on WordPress based platform. So if you get a website with us, we build you one on that platform. If you get a hub with us, we build you that on the WordPress based platform. But if you want some of our content, like you can buy an ebook and you don't need to like sign up for anything else with Bizink. If you just want the ebook, or if you just want some blogs, we've got those sorts of options as well. And you can go put them wherever you like, WordPress or not.
So just before you move on, Anthea, because there's a question from Robert as well around, so you can take your content and put it on my WordPress website if I wanted to, or you can build the WordPress website for us and you will add it to that WordPress website. So you can do whatever you like, basically. It's the long and the short of it.
Basically, obviously, if you build a website with us, we can do a lot more for you, like support you and do a lot more. But if it's just content or an ebook or something like that, for sure, we have a like content pack product. I'll send you all those details. Yeah.
Brilliant. Excellent. Thank you, John, for that question. Thank you, Robert, for your question too.
Awesome. So yeah, this is just one of the types of content we have. There's obviously more that you would get in a website that we would build for you. And then once you've followed that up, that's one way to use the automated email system. Obviously, you would get notified if it was on our platform. So-and-so just signed up for, your ebook on this topic. We suggest you get in touch with them, right? At least you've got a few days of follow-up coming from you. So it's all sending from you, your branding, your contact details, that sort of stuff. And you can, we'd customize the calls to action. So if it's you want them to book a meeting with you and you've got a link for that on the site, we can do all that sort of stuff. So that's if you get a website with us, that'll all just be set up. That's just one way to use the automated email system. There's probably a whole host of other ways that I won't get into today, but like client onboarding and welcoming clients, that's something else we do in here often as well. And I know you guys have AML requirements and that sort of stuff you go through. So we've got all the forms and follow-ups for that stuff as well. But I'll move on to the newsletters because this is a very popular automation purpose of what we're talking about today as well. So I've just clicked into this, I'll let it load. So I mentioned we provide the articles like the blog, the latest news sort of stuff. Say you've picked one of those, you've published it, it's gone onto your Facebook page. It can then automatically pull into this newsletter as well. So you'll see this little box. We set all this up for you too if we were building a hub or a website for you. So this is one bit that if you didn't get on our platform, website or hub, if you were still using yours, you wouldn't get this automation, just to be clear on that. So if you have it with us, we can do the whole piece here, automatically set up your newsletter for you. But if you've already got MailChimp and you're happy with it, you might just want the content. So we've got options either way. But in here, sorry, I should have added an image to that one, but you'll probably get the idea just below it. The latest blog will pull in, and then it'll have the title, the image, if I add one, an excerpt of the blog, and then a link to your website to read more. So it'll just automatically set it up. I kind of view the blog as the hub for the latest news, right? I'm talking about useful content on your site. That's probably a place people will check. So you update it there, and then it's going to automatically flow through to 3 different places from that as well. Now you can come in and check your newsletter before it goes, because it'll usually be set up first Wednesday of the month, just send then, or the last Thursday or something like that. I just see the question come in from Mike about images as well. You can definitely change the images. I didn't go into detail, sorry, but we integrate with Pixabay, which gives you 1 million plus royalty-free images in the back end of your site. You just search for, computer or money or whatever this one might have been. Choose, it'll automatically bring it into the blog. So it's quite a handy feature, but you can upload your own, of course, as well. So just for the purposes of the blog and those sorts of quicker news items, royalty-free images that are, high quality and that sort of stuff can be very useful and quick, just little time savers. Across the website itself, we can have a bit more of a look at images, right? What's going to go on the homepage image is something we need to put a bit more thought into. In our website packages, there's usually a few premium images we include for you. We'll actually purchase, in our most popular package, 5 images for you. So I'm talking premium ones from Shutterstock, maybe of your local area or something like that. Even better, obviously, if you can provide us with some of your team or your clients or something like that. But that's sort of different, is those real high quality images on the homepage are a bit different from here, where you might just be using free ones from Pixabay or Unsplash, that sort of stuff. But we do have an integration for that. So thanks, Mike. So most of the newsletter can be automated. It'll have, the latest blogs will just automatically pull in there, and they'll be the ones that you've published. So it'll only be the ones that you want to go out anyway. But you can, drag and drop from the right-hand side here and add in your own, text with a message for your clients that month or something else like that if you want to as well. So, and then the newsletter doesn't just have to be blogs. I'll just scroll past these latest news items. We also have quite a lot of, we call it partner content. So, your partners at Xero or Sage. Xero is our main focus, but we've also got a few other bits and pieces around Dext and those sorts of add-ons as well. So I'll just go to, this is a website we've built for a UK firm. Some of you may know Mark. So, to start with, we'd give you a page on Xero if that's who you partnered with. We've got a bunch of these already pre-built because, we do this all day long. So, quick little video, contact us if you've got questions, that sort of stuff we can do for any software you work with. But we've also got lots of useful videos. We've even got a training course on like getting started with Xero. So we go really quite in depth with anything related to Xero. So yeah, that might be pulling one of those videos into your newsletter as a little extra useful resource. So you just drag and drop that in there. We'll train you properly on how to actually use this. I'm obviously rushing through it for the purposes of today, but you get training and you get support as well. You can message us anytime if you're like, oh, how do I do that again? Or anything like that, message us anytime. But that's just taking your newsletter from just being latest news to, okay, here's some other little bits and pieces that might be useful as well. There's other things I'll just show you on Mark's website while I'm here as well. I believe he's got it. We also provide a library of resources as well, which you can customize. He's actually added an extra one here as well. So it's all different types of content in here and different topics as well. Obviously, it's categorized by what people might be searching for. But yeah, this is where we store more of our interactive tools. So there's like a 10-question business plan diagnostic, for example. There's downloadable, cash flow templates and that sort of stuff, as well as longer form guides and things. So we've been talking about the blogs and how we automate like the news type stuff, but then there's also these sorts of more interactive tools, which again could be added to your social media, could be added to the newsletter I was just talking about. So heaps and heaps of these sorts of tools as well. This one, for example, some of our clients use that like in meetings with a client, if they're asking about, sort of discussing business plans and that sort of stuff, it can be useful tools in that way as well. And probably just to reinforce the point I was making earlier, like you're getting a lot of referrals from clients, maybe like let's try and give them a few more useful resources that they might like to share with other people too. So it's not just about, letting it sit on the website either. It's meant to be shared. It's meant to be used how you want it. So we've got clients that customize the content that goes in here, whether that's adding their own. Often, this is a good example. Often clients add a useful links section if they've got things to add. Some of our clients do their own videos and embed them from YouTube in here. So it's got all that sort of functionality as well in the back end there. If I just broadly talk about websites in particular, if that's what you're looking for as well, like I'm mentioning, we obviously build the whole website for you. You can source the images, like for the homepage I touched on, all that sort of stuff as well. But a really big thing that our clients find valuable is like copywriting. So writing all this sort of stuff for you. Usually, Mark's got a lot of things here, so maybe not the best example, but usually home, about, and services are the main things we cover. So I'm talking about custom content writing written about your firm on your behalf. So all the more generic things, I guess, like the Xero stuff, the business resources, that's all going to be included depending on the package you get with us. But usually in our most popular package, we'd be writing about 5 of those pages that are custom to you, which is a huge time saver. A lot of our clients just, I think most of you'd probably admit you're probably more numbers people, right? So it's just about taking that off your plate. Obviously, you do need to tell us what you do and who you help and all that sort of stuff. We do need you to be involved if it's gonna talk to who you're targeting. But then we'll just take that off your plate for you as well. And then he's got heaps of extra things that we provide here as well, like the testimonials page, the pricing page if you want to do that stuff, case studies, client area up here as well, so that can link off to other places too. So it can be about you and how you help your clients and what sort of service you offer, a few useful resources and blog stuff, or it can be a whole lot more than that as well. So we've got packages wherever you need to be. So that's a real quick run through the websites. I will just show you the pricing of that while we're talking about it, and I can send all these detail across as well. So I've got the pricing up on screen. I've mentioned really briefly our most popular package, and I just want to highlight that it's the Pro package here. So there's a setup fee down the bottom. Obviously that covers the setup of the website, but it also covers the content written for you. So I mentioned the 5 pages of content. And up the top here, we've got a monthly fee, which doesn't actually start until the website goes live for the websites. And that covers a bit of a mixture of like support and all the technical hosting and website updates and that side of things, but also like 4 new blogs each month, the weekly digest, that sort of regular marketing content that goes in there as well. So that's a quick look at the pricing. Obviously, if you're interested, I'd chat to you first before we, just to figure out which package might be right for you and how you want the website to look and that sort of stuff. There's a few other details there. So I'll just move on to our next product, which is like, okay, I'm happy with my website. Can you help me with some content though? Or I want to start a newsletter, people in that sort of bracket. So we have what we call a client hub. And again, I'll send all these links across, but just load up this one, move it here. So this is what we call a client hub. Some people call it like their resource center, that sort of stuff. So it's for people that want to get on our platform, like what I've just shown you. They want those blogs, the automation, the newsletter, all that sort of stuff happening, the Xero videos, everything I've just gone through really, but they're already happy with their website. So Cycle CPA, we recently built this hub for them. I've just clicked to open up their website, which wasn't built by Bizink. So I just want to make the distinction. This hub is for people that are happy with their website. They've already got one, just like Cycle CPA on screen here. We didn't build this website, but they want some help with marketing. I'll just close this one down. They want to get on our platform for the newsletters and that sort of stuff. So it's like a mini little website. It's a place you send your clients and your prospects. This is the front end of it I'm looking at here. So it's got those same resources. It's got a slightly different design because we don't want it to look exactly like a website, but it obviously has your branding and that sort of stuff as well. It's got all the Xero videos, lead magnets, ebooks, courses, all the same sort of stuff I've just been going through with the blog and all that stuff as well. It just wouldn't have like a team page and those, obviously the complete suite of things you would get on a website. It's not designed to do that, but in the back end, it's mostly going to be the same in all those features I just went through. You can also do like landing pages and stuff like that. So if you're doing a marketing promotion, like you're running a webinar or whatever it might be, you can add your own things here as well. And again, just like the websites, we'd give you training on how to use this stuff, and happy to chat with you about if that's right for you. And I'll quickly flick up the pricing for this as well, which, by the way, we have special offers for you today as well. I'll get into. We've got a few different packages here. The special offer relates to the full bundle though, and that's our most popular. So £129 per month. There's no setup fees for that. It's just that monthly fee. It's quite quick to build, about 7 business days, whereas with if we go back to the pro website, about 4 to 6 weeks we're looking at there. Obviously, it's a bigger project building a website, whereas this is quite a streamlined thing to get your hub live. Do still need a few details from you around what you sort of want there, and if you work with Xero and that sort of stuff. But that's quite a quick setup process there. And then this is probably the question that was asked earlier was, okay, I'm happy with my website. Maybe you already got MailChimp or something like that, but I just want content. So that would then be our content pack. And again, as I'm mentioning, I'm happy to chat with you and work out which package is right for you. But this is just it's literally in the name. It's just for people that want our content. So you would log into our website now. We don't build you anything. At this stage, we don't need to if you just want the content. So you'd log into our website. I'll just load this up. Sorry, I don't think I did. Once you sign up, you get instant access. So no setup or anything required here. It's all through our website. And once this loads for me, it's going to take you to this page where you can find the content by topic or by type. So not quite the suite of resources we were talking through, but most of them in this package. So like all the blogs we've been talking through, so all the latest articles you can come and find like that. I'll just click into one of these recent ones here. So you can read the blog on our website and decide if it's something that you are happy with or want to post. You can copy and paste it if you're ready to go in your website. So the man who was asking earlier about, I have a WordPress site, or even if you don't, doesn't matter, you can go paste that if you're happy with that. You can also download it as a Word doc, and there's a accompanying social media post, even if it's just for inspiration, or it might help you promote it a bit further as well. So blogs is like the bulk of the content in the content pack, but there's also plenty of other types of content you can see in here. It just depends which package you get as to how much of this stuff you get. The weekly digest is UK specific. Obviously, I'm based in Australia, so it's picking up that, but I can send you examples of what we do there as well, which is all included in those, like the website packages as well. Now, for you today as well, just because I know Making Tax Digital is at the topical at the moment, we do actually have a free kind of like the content pack I've just been talking about. You log into our website and get some content. It's just a few things on Making Tax Digital, just as a nice freebie for you all. It's just, yeah, you can see it's a free product, right? So you just enter your details and then you can get access to that. So things like, you know, this email template on letting your clients know about what's going on with the April Making Tax Digital changes, that sort of stuff. And obviously, as you know, 2024 ITSA changes come out, all that sort of stuff, we'll be adding new content there as well. And this is an email template. There's also blogs and that sort of stuff too. So hopefully you've seen that it can be right, like website through to, you know, done for you marketing. If you don't need a website, Client Hub. If you don't need a hub, just content. And just for today, even just some free Making Tax Digital content to help you out. So hopefully you can see every sort of step of the journey where you might be up to. Happy to help. So feel free to go sign up for that. Mark's put the link in the chat. Totally free anyway, but cancel anytime, just like with our content pack as well, if it's not serving you. So I'll jump back into my slides and just scroll down to this one and bear with me while I get this out. So the Making Tax Digital marketing pack, I'll also go, sorry, just got my, I always think I can talk and share screens and do that sort of stuff, but I never quite can when when it comes to it on a webinar. So thanks for bearing with me. So that's the marketing pack registration you've got there. Log in and go download the content and publish it yourself, make changes. That's the idea there. If you'd like to work with us, we'll also be putting a link to book a meeting with me if you're interested. I will also have on screen in a second, I think, sorry, it's the next slide. I'll give you my email address. Feel free to email me directly if you can't find a suitable time there as well. I hope you can see that, yeah, what we're doing here at Bizink is trying to save you time with marketing, and marketing doesn't have to be this big sort of confusing beast that it can tend to be. And I know time is going to be the biggest pain point for most of you. So hopefully you can see we can try and help get this happening for you. Now, we do just have a few special offers that I want to detail, and all of this will come out in the email afterwards too. So just for you guys in Simon Chaplin's community, if you sign up for the content pack, standard and above, so there's a few conditions on this, or the Client Hub full bundle, so sort of those, the non-website ones I was talking about, you'll get the first month free with a coupon code that is on screen, but I will definitely give you if you mention you're in the community. Or if you're interested in a website, you can get £250 off the upfront fee. Sorry, both of these are if you sign up before the 15th of May. And there's a coupon code for that as well. So feel free to go to our website and book a demo. There's a big orange button. When you chat to me, mention you come along here or you're in the community, and I'll be sure to send you a copy of these coupon codes as well. So I think we can get to the questions now. That's most of what I had to show you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send them on, and I'll hand it over to you, Simon.
Brilliant. Thank you, Anthea. So Mark has popped the link in the chat box for you to press for you to go and get the free MTD pack. And then on the screen in front of you, you've got Anthea at bizinkonline.com in order to set up. And all you got to do is mention my name or the Accountants Mastermind, and you'll get those discounts and the free month, etc., etc. So just for me to summarize, Anthea, we have got the opportunity for you to build and host the website and basically do everything for us. The second option is for us to keep the website that we've currently got and add your content to that in the back end, so we can press all the buttons and do publish the stuff on the site. And then the last one is the content pack, where if we haven't got a website on WordPress, or for whatever reason we don't want you in our back end, for want of a better phrase, we can copy and paste your stuff into our website however we want.
Exactly. From, DIY, if that's where you're up to, through to I need to hand everything off, including my website. It's very much our website platform is handed all over to us sort of a situation. That's what we designed it for, based on speaking to our accountants. So, yeah. Brilliant. So, and if we use the content pack or the hub, it's a kick-off from straight away. Basically, we can get on with it and run with it.
And a website is about 4 to 6 weeks, depending. Now, I imagine it's 4 to 6 weeks because you are relying on the customer to deliver the information that you're requesting, and therefore, to a point, is out the actual speed of the process is out of your control.
It is a bit like that. Thank you for understanding. It's one of those, how long's a piece of string sort of things, as we can probably guess with these projects. But, obviously I'm very biased, but we do have quite a streamlined process. We do this for this profession all day long. There's going to be things we need from the firm, like an onboarding form and a content brief if we're writing content and that sort of stuff. And obviously if we're getting into a full-on like custom design, that's a totally different sort of scope of website, then it depends. So I'd need to chat about a website for sure to scope that out, but rough estimate, we're getting them live in about a month now. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. So book a demo link is in the chat box along with the free. So I'm going to take that off so we can see you properly. And then so I've got some questions, obviously, that we've already got lined up. We're not talking about minimum contact terms, Anthea. So it's $9.99 to kick off, and then £99 a month or £150 a month or whatever it is going forward. What are we committed for life? 3 years, 12 months, 6 months? How does it work?
Yeah, good question. So there's no minimum contract with anything, except one thing I didn't touch on too much is like if we're doing marketing for you. So if you're getting a website and adding stuff on top of that, so we can chat at that point. But if you're just signing up for a website, there's no contract. But yeah, obviously there's like if you were to quit the website, there's processes we have to go through then and that sort of stuff. But yeah, we don't lock you into a contract, and particularly like the content pack and that sort of stuff, you can cancel any time and you're not like taking down a website or anything like that. So yeah, no contract basically.
Okay. So other than the complications of moving websites about, if we decide not to carry on for whatever reason, that we can jump whenever we could jump whenever we like. But obviously the idea is that you don't do that because you're using the content and et cetera, and it saves you all the cash. Okay. So that's the first one. Dave's asked, do we need Google Ads to drive footfall to the site? And that was one of my questions as well, Anthea, when we was going through. If the content on lots of accountants' websites are the same, then my understanding is Google knows that and it downgrades that information. What's your opinion and comment on that?
We get that a lot, and fair enough. It is actually a bit of a myth, though. Google have like videos and explanations and stuff on that I can send, but most of the web nowadays is duplicate content. That's sort of the duplicate content penalty will be what you're referring to there. But yeah, having said that, what we provide is really like pre-written blogs and stuff like that to save you time. So if you want to go in there and edit it, if you want to go in there and write your own, or if you want to pay for custom content, there's all those options too, for sure. Like you definitely don't have to post the exact same blog as someone else, but so it's easy to edit and that sort of stuff from the get-go. But there's always options for customizing and that sort of jazz too. With regards to the Google Ads bit, it kind of depends. We get this question a bit as well too. So Google Ads, we hear they tend to work a bit better if you want sort of the more general, like commoditized type work. They can be obviously great at driving traffic to your website, but sometimes we see maybe like SEO firms and that sort of stuff maybe aren't thinking about what type of clients that's driving to your site and that sort of stuff. So we tend to see it's better if you want maybe higher volume, but maybe lower, shall I say, quality, or, £99 tax return sort of situation, if you get me. So although having said that, it can be good for like local keywords and that sort of stuff. Google tends to be local. So if you're looking for local clients and that sort of stuff, I'd probably more recommend that you optimize your website for keywords like that rather than necessarily put all your eggs in. I'm doing Google Ads. I would always be looking at multiple things anyways.
Brilliant. Thank you. And if anybody's got any other questions, if you pop them in the Q&A box, then I will gladly ask Anthea before we disappear. Pete was a little eagle-eyed, Anthea, and when you were showing the content pack, within the content pack, there was something called courses. Is that 0 courses? Can you just expand on that?
Yeah, if it's the content pack, so there's a few different things. In the content pack, we actually just give you one course in that sort of level of package, and that is around business planning. So the idea is that you would be able to go put that onto your website. Again, this is the DIY option where you're going to do it yourself. So people could sign up for that course, and if you have an automation, you could set that up in the background, or it just sends the content there. So there's one included in that package. If you get a website or a hub with us, you get more to choose from, like a Xero training course, a cash flow one, a construction one, that sort of stuff.
Excellent, thank you. And then Ahmed's asked, do you help with website SEO? Do you actually do the SEO stuff?
We do, but only if we have built your website for you. So we don't log into a website that we didn't build and go manage that. So it's, sort of under the proviso of, we have to be managing more than just the SEO. But if you're looking at a website, then definitely we can do more there.
Thank you. And then Nathan's asked, what's the recommended time commitment? And this is a really interesting question, because it could be how long's a piece of string, but what's the recommended time commitment to make it all work? And that would be from the practitioner point of view.
Yeah, it's a good point, a good question. Obviously, I'm sort of emphasizing today how we can save you time, and we really can, right? Like, we've got the blog written for you, that's hours saved there, all that sort of jazz. But it, in our most popular package, it needs you to go in and publish it. To be blunt, it needs you to trigger that blog that you want out there, or that latest article. There are some that automatically go in, but with that example, so it can be quite quick. Literally, it is seconds to pick an image, because we've got that integration, to schedule that for when you want to go. If it's today, it's just published. So it can be seconds, but realistically, you're going to want to spend a couple of hours every week, I guess. It's a bit hard to know with what else you're going on with your marketing too, but to schedule that sort of stuff, to really plan it out based on who you're going after and what content's going to be relevant to your clients. But having said that, we've got packages kind of sit on top of that, say the website, where if you want to hand that over, if you're not even finding the time to schedule your blogs and stuff, we can do that stuff as well.
So you can actually do the whole shebang then, basically, take over and deliver the whole lot. Because one of the questions I was just about to ask was, who is it that you recommend within the practice that actually does this work? And I know, as a business owner, as a practice owner, the natural inclination is me, because it's technology and we're pressing buttons and we're communicating with the outside world, etc., etc. But if I stepped back, I could quite clearly see how it could be a marketing function or an administration function, and it's better to have something out there rather than nothing at all. But what's your feelings on that?
Yeah, definitely. If you can let it go, I would. While you might know, it could definitely, your input would be valued in terms of what content are my clients asking me for, what questions am I getting asked, what content might suit them. So there's ways you can contribute for sure, and strategy overall of the firm for sure. But actual execution, there's much better, ways you can spend your time. If you think about, if you're still thinking hourly rate, if you think about that sort of stuff, it's better to spend your time elsewhere and just outsource that, essentially, whether that's us or whether that's another marketing person, marketing agency, or an internal marketing team member, would be a good idea. Thank you.
And then Mike's asked, we already have a couple of ebooks. Can we use them as lead magnets on your site?
Definitely. Yep. So that if you're, going ahead with the Bizink website, but you already have some content, we would add that for sure. So, using the ebook example, we could add that. We could also potentially help write follow-up emails for that if you haven't already got them. That would just be part of the build process with either the hub or the website.
Thank you. And then Megan's asked, what are the key features a website should have in order to generate leads? We've already got lots of CTAs and pop-ups.
Yeah. Firstly, you should be clear about who you're going after, right? Like who's this website for? Sorry to go back to that maybe boring ideal client and stuff you've probably heard time and time again, but there's usually a reason for that. So make sure you're clear on all that sort of stuff. I would also have things like client testimonials and case studies, just to throw a few examples out there. The team and about page I touched on is really popular. So all that sort of stuff. If you've got too many calls to action and pop-ups, though, that's something to look at. But, I'm just guessing that from the way you mentioned the question. But I'd be happy to send, we've got webinars on marketing habits of successful firms and that sort of stuff that might be of use too. I would also say that, it's your marketing that generates leads, not necessarily the website. It needs to be the strategy behind it first.
Brilliant. Thank you. We have a phrase within the community that's sticking wings on a bike won't make it fly. And it's very easy to get sucked into, oh, I'm going to stick these wings on and I'm going to pedal hard. But going back to that, getting clarity on what it is that you want. So clear objectives, and then who it is that you want to deliver to. There's a time investment involved in that, but it pays tenfold in what actually comes out of the the activity, whatever that activity is, once you start thinking. And just one question then, Anthea, around pop-ups. How do you feel about pop-ups? I don't know whether there's any research about it, but certainly if I go to leave a website page and it pops up and says, "Are you sure?" And I go, "Yes, I am sure. I wasn't going to do it," and it makes me really mad. But I don't. Is that there's obviously some psychology behind that? But
yeah, you tend to see it on like online shopping and that sort of stuff as well, right? So I mean, they kind of obviously do work because they're on those big sites too, but there probably is, stats on that sort of stuff too. I tend to just take an approach of what would I like to be on the receiving end, like, yeah, maybe don't do that annoying pop-up. And what I hate is I've closed this 5 times and it keeps coming up, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So you close it, go on to the next page, it pops up again, close it, goes on to the next page, and yeah.
There's ways to make it not so, what's the word, like intrusive or whatever, like a little one in the corner maybe, or something like that. You can do sort of trial and error with that stuff as well.
Thank you. And do unto others what you want to into yourself. Yes. And then the last question I've got in the system, I'll just check over this from Chris. With so much content, how do you make it easy for your clients to find the information they want?
Yeah, like in our resources, for example, we categorize them. So it's not just like one big list of resources, so they can find it by type, whether that's I'm looking for a guide or a template or something like that, if they know like that, but probably more so by topic. Often, and we have a small business content team that's written for Xero now, but also like Bank of America and that sort of stuff. So, I'm not just like they're big firms that have invested in what content's getting read and searched for and that sort of stuff. So we're coming with that sort of framework behind it all in categorizing it that way. That's more resources though. In blogs, you can categorize again by topic too, but across the website, we usually, try and have obviously the homepage and then like about us and our team and staff and services. Usually that's just a very sort of common one, but you can call that different things as well. So we definitely focus on how the website's going to be perceived from the end user as well.
Excellent. Thank you. And that, I'll just make doubly sure, that's all of the questions we've got in the system today, Anthea. So thank you very much for answering those. Just before I ask you one last question, please remember the links to book a demo and to download your free marketing pack is in the chat box. So please click those. We will make sure they come out on the email with a recording and all the rest of it. And if you're watching on YouTube, they'll be below me somewhere in the comments box as well. So before we go, Anthea, is there anything else that you would like to share with the community?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, I think probably the easiest, like if we're thinking about I need to grow right now or I want to, growth is like the main thing on my list, which is what I hear time again. I think there's easy, quick wins with your existing client base. Often they're a gold mine for whether it be a testimonial or a case study or a referral or something like that. Start sending a newsletter, start doing something like that there. You might not think of it as new clients, but it will lead to, I'm sure most of you are getting referrals. So that would be my quick tip of the morning. Yeah.
And that's brilliant, because again, that's something else that we talk about a lot within the community. So it's very easy to get new services or current services to current customers rather than go outside of your trusted network and try and attract new people in. So yeah, you're singing from the same song sheet, Anthea. So awesome. Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you to everybody that has come along and asked questions this morning. As I always say, it's the questions that you ask that make these conversations unique to our community. So thank you for coming along and asking those questions. And again, Anthea, thank you. And we'll see you all again soon. Brilliant. Thank you.
Awesome. Those were great questions. Thanks a lot, Simon and everyone.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you for watching this video with Anthea from Bizink. As always, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to post them below and we will gladly answer them for you. On the screen now, you should see 2 videos that we suggest you watch next to inspire, challenge, and support you to run the best accountancy practice you want to.